Test.
Good.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 112th running of the National Western Stock Show, and tonight the Grand Champion Drive of the Market Swine. Before we get started, there are some folks I would like to introduce. As you can well guess, an event of this side does not happen by chance. So first, let's start with the Board of Directors for 2017-2018. Chairman of the board is Pat Grant. The Vice Chairman is Doug Jones. President and CEO is Paul Andrews. First Vice President is Sue Anschutz Rogers. Second Vice President is Buck Hutchinson. Secretary is Mark Gustafson. Terrence Carroll is the treasurer. Peter Coors is the chairman of the Capital Campaign. And then I want to introduce the members. Justin Cumming, Don Elliman, Brooke Fox, Dr. Tony Frank, Gail Clapper, Guy McIndeffer, Barth Whitman, and Ron Williams. Would you please put your hands together? Give them a big round of applause for everything that they do. Like I said, it doesn't happen by itself, folks. Thank you very much. The Executive Livestock Committee, Justin Cumming is the chairman. Mark Anderson, Randy Block, Thomas Bradbury, Joey Friend, Corrine Hummel, Guy McIndeffer, and Donald Norgren. Give them a round of applause, please. Thank you. Also, don't want to forget Marshall Ernst. I don't know if Marshall's here this evening. Marshall Ernst, Aaron Dorsey. Where you at, Aaron? There she is. And Clancy Anderson. Where's Clancy? Give them a round of applause, folks. They do a great job. Thank you. In addition, we have some industry reps here this evening we want to take a moment to introduce. Ellen Kanoth from the NSR. Michael Lackey from the NSR. Jeff Morris from the CPS. Dinah Peebles from Pork Checkoff. And Kylie Denise from the Pork Checkoff. Give them a round of applause, folks. Thank you very much. We have Miss Rodeo Virginia this evening, Elizabeth Jones, right down here in front. She's going to help hand out some of the awards. Give her a round of applause. Thank you for being here, Elizabeth. Our superintendents for the swine, Mike Schwab, Dakota Reese, and Marlon Eisenach. Give them a round of applause, folks. They worked hard today out in that ring. Thank you very much. Sale committee members, Buck Hutchison and Bruce Wagner are the co-chairs. Paul Andrews, Brett Fox, Seth Grant, Dave Hartel, Bob Haycoop, Jennifer Holt, Joe O'Day, and Don Thorne are the junior auction committee members that are here this evening. Give them a round of applause, folks. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate that. And now we'd like to, before we get started with the Grand Champion Drive, we'd like to introduce the Showmanship winners. We're going to start with the Junior Showmanship. Before we do that, I want to introduce David Allman. Raise your hand, David. He was our judge for the Showmanship. He's going to help hand out awards. Junior Showmanship. Your grand champion, Junior Showman, was Rainey Berry from DeLand, Florida. Your reserve grand Junior Showman was Austin Ellers from Crosby, Texas. I think Austin's already started back to Crosby. Intermediate Showman, Your grand champion intermediate was Madeline Harrison from Hamilton, Ohio. And your reserve grand is Brianna Ulmer from Greenville, Illinois. Senior showman, your grand champion, Bryce Bedecker from Verona, Illinois. And your reserve champion was Eleanor Benoa from Astacinda, California. Thank you very much. Give them a big round of applause, folks. They did a great job. Before we start our grand drive, I want to reintroduce our judge for the day, and he will be out there this evening selecting the grand and reserve grand, and that's Andy Rash from Kewanee, Illinois. Right there, Andy. Thank you very much for everything you did today. You did a great job, folks. Now let's get started with our grand champion drive. Champion Burrock for the 2017-2018 show was Dakota Martin from Mason, Texas. We're going to do grand and reserve, right? Okay. Reserve grand in the Berkshire was Cash Vogley from Lennon, South Dakota. Oh, you want just the reserves first? I apologize. Just the reserves. My fault. So your reserve champion Berkshire was Cash Vogley from Lennon, South Dakota. Right there. Give him a round of applause, folks. In the Chester division, reserve champion goes to Justin Bedecker from Verona, Illinois. In the Duroc division, reserve champion Drew Jacobson from Osceola, Iowa. Hampshire division, reserve champion Tyler Nasser from Queen Creek, Arizona. In the landrace division, your reserve champion was Caden Mason from Frost, Texas. In the Pole and China division, your reserve champion was Mackenzie Burton from Valley Mills, Texas. In the Spot division, your reserve champion was Bryce Bedecker from Verona, Illinois. In the Yorkshire division, your reserve champion was Blake Logan from Atlanta, Indiana. And last but not least, in the crossbred division, your reserve champion was Weston Lackey from Haskell, Texas. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we will release the reserve grands. The reserve champions could go back to your pins, and we will announce the champions of each division. Once the grand champion is selected, the reserve behind that animal will join the group for the selection of the reserve grand. Champion in the Berkshires, Dakota Martin from Mason, Texas. Yeah, give her a round of applause, folks. This was a tough show today. That was the grand champion, or the champion Burke. She did a great job. Champion Chester, Madison McClelland, Buna, Texas. And I bet it's McClelland, isn't it? Sorry about that. Duroc division. Your champion goes to Brock Riker from Weatherford, Texas. In the Hampshires, your champion is Alexis Bremer from Fayette, Missouri. In the Landrace division, your champion goes to Colton Friend from San Angelo, Texas. In the Poland China, Cecilia Bergen from Weston, Nebraska. Excuse me. In the Spot division, your champion is Gavin Straka from Yukon, Oklahoma. In the Yorkshire division, your champion, Jace Morgan, Manville, Texas. And again, the last one in the ring, the crossbred champion, Mr. Peyton Rogers from Miss Peyton Rogers from Savannah, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, that's your champion drive for the 2017-2018 Market Swine class.
Going to go ahead and get started. Different safest out here, so let's not wear them out. Let's just take a knee here and shut them down for just a minute. As you know, we get a little windy at times, and I'm going to do it again tonight while I have a captive audience steaming in Denver at the National Western. You never know when you're going to get the chance or never get the chance to come back to these. First thing I want to do is thank the National Western for the invite, but what an incredible event. I wasn't here, obviously, for unloading and setup, but as far as the way the show ran today, it was near seamless and flawless. I had a question, how do we make it better? I can't give you one suggestion to make that ring flow any better than you did today. Hats off to you. Let's please can give these people a great round of applause for the way things went in that barn. They say, I say, the job that is one step below thankless is a show judges to the president. There's two jobs in this country I think are extremely thankless, and that's being the president of the United States and being a show judge. The only difference is I can't use Twitter, so I've got a leg up on him there. But I mean that in a positive way, because it is hard. It's gut-wrenching to come out here and work through this many kids at any event and have to tell them that they're second, fifth, or 10th in class, and I feel for even the breeders and then those that are behind these bears that get beat sometimes, but that's just a part of it. what it takes to be at those levels. But this coach said, if you miss school, if you don't have good grades, or if you don't show up for practice, you will not play. And then she said, if you go to school, if you get good grades, and you come to practice and bust your tail, I'm still not going to promise you that you will play. Because at some point, skill sets and the ability to come in here and perform as a team, will enable us to win a game, and we're here to win volleyball games. I thought that was one of the coolest statements I've ever heard that society needs to hear more of. So now let's flip that to the show ring. You can spend those hours in the barn. You can do things the right way. You can show up here, and on that given day, the referee in the ring, the show judge, may not like the skill sets that your bar brings to the table. Guys, we're going to have to get used to it. I promise you, no matter how much pouting and whining and cussing you do, believe me, I've tried, there is nothing that's going to get you that banner if you've got B. Once that hand is shook, it's over, right? I've tried. Believe me, you cannot whine your way into a championship. That coach right there probably taught that group of young ladies something that they will be able to use for the rest of their life. And I think we need to maybe look in the mirror sometimes in this industry. We're made up of amazing people and amazing youth doing amazing things. There is no better way to raise a family, I absolutely promise you, than what you're doing right now. And if I could change one thing that we do, is we spend a lot of time talking about other people's success and talking about the way other people do things. And if we would focus that in positive energy, we're cool now. Imagine what we could be if we could take that negativity and the trash talk and put it all towards positive momentum. We just talked about it at lunch. Folks, we're unstoppable. That's the only area I'd change. Isn't it? We're all guilty. Heck, I'm guilty, right? First thing we do is criticize success, or maybe this one wasn't as good here or there. Let's just stop ourselves and gut check. I think we've got an opportunity to put this industry in the forefront of a lot of things. We talked about it at lunch. There is no ceiling to where this can go. We haven't reached our capacity as far as the number of members that will come out and join NJSA or come show at the National Western. My opinion, I would ask you, what do we have to do, what barriers do we have to get out of the way to make sure that we can continue to grow, to make sure that we can double in size and continue this momentum. I heard a stat the other day that if you combine all of the livestock, all of the hogs exhibited around the United States into one firm, it becomes the 6th largest pork producer in the United States. If every exhibited pig was on one firm, it'd be the 6th largest pork producer in the United States. Think about that. That's a lot of stinking pigs, right? So what I'm telling you is, let's hold each other accountable to staying positive. Hey, we ain't got time for negativity. We get one life. Let's live it positively, and I'm okay with somebody calling me out as long as you're okay with me calling you out on it, and that's the way we'll just roll through things. The last group of people I want to thank are people standing around ringside, and I want to thank you for your contributions to society. They haven't contributed to society quite yet, but they're going to, and those contributions are in the form of youth. I know what it's like to be tired and get home from a sporting event, but know that you have to go clean pins. I know what it's like to watch your spouse cry with your kids. I know what it's like to worry about their health. I know what it's like to have that pit in your stomach when they're in the show ring. I know how absolutely horrific crock-pot meals are in the middle of July, but you don't have a choice. Parents, God bless you. You have created an absolutely remarkable experience for these young people, and they will contribute to society. Please congratulate all the parents for giving them the opportunity. So the last thing we do, and it's going to be difficult in here, I asked how many people would be in here, but we're not going to stop kind of my routine. I'd ask everybody to stand up briefly, please. I've had a couple kids write me letters after I do this and say it's an experience they'll never forget. They still can remember the goosebumps on the back of their neck when they do it. We're going to try in a big arena to give these kids the same experience I've given others. They have worked hard. They've fought through the trenches to get here. Folks, as loud as you possibly can, please put your hands together and congratulate these young people. All right, let's fire them back up. We'll get you a champion. Again, it's been an honor to be here. I'll be honest with you. I told you I was going to leave it all out in the ring, and Aaron took me and fed me a prime rib, and I'm just about shot. So we're going to go ahead and get this underway. Folks, I have the opportunity tonight, and this is a very bold statement, and I would love to drop them all into the same ring someday and reevaluate them, but it's not possible. But I have the opportunity tonight, for the way that I think Market Hogs today should be built, to go out and slap one that is the best champion Market Hog that I've had the opportunities to put my hands on. Thank you to the National Western for giving me the opportunity to do this. We'll get you a champion.
Grand champion goes to Peyton Rogers from Savannah, Missouri. Weston Lackey will come in with his reserve for the selection of the reserve grand champion.
Still a good set when we reshuffle here. What an incredible day through every breed, and a very, very deep hog show. Aaron told me they were down slightly, but I haven't talked to one relevant person in this industry that hadn't said that was a remarkable set of bears and gilts that come through that ring today. So compliments to the breeders, to the feeders, and the families for putting this show together, because you did it. You brought the heat. You made this an experience that I'll never forget. You can talk about several of these breed champions for, maybe fitting in here or there for a potential reserve, but when I really break down, these out here, there's another one that hits me extremely hard. I said back in that particular, breed that this one kind of defies nature in terms of balance and proportions from the side, and literally runs uphill and has running gear. He and that champion have running gear that absolutely do not quit, and it's because of the way their bones sit in their body. Once again, congratulate these young people. We'll get you a reserve.
Your reserve grand champion goes to Weston Lackey of Haskell, Texas. Congratulations, Peyton. Congratulations, Weston. Congratulations to everybody who's in the ring, not only tonight, but all day long. It was a great show. Thank you, Andy Rash, for all the work that you did. Superintendents, parents, thank you very much. Good night.